What's that? Okay, I'll take that. What's your other easiest decision? Yeah. So, you ought to be able to find your top and bottom. I don't know about you guys, but it's nice to walk up to a class and find one you like. And you got something to start with, and then you can sort from there. So I think the blue band, that's 3 or 2 or 3. I can't keep the count. So the blue band, I mean, that's your complete sheep in the class. You ought to find her real easy. I mean, she's big top, she's correct. She's got enough down low. If you get your hands on her, I mean, I know we're not handling them in this class. I mean, she's sharp on her edges, just really angular. I mean, there's just nothing to really pick apart on her. So I think you ought to be able to find her and run with her.
That's a lot of times in a lot of classes. You got to find the one that has the least holes in it, and then you run with that.
I'm not saying she's perfect. Could you give her more down low? Yeah.
Right.
Could you make her a little bigger hip? Maybe. You know, but just, you get her on the side, she looks like $1 million. And I don't think she disappoints you when you get behind her. She just kind of checks all your boxes, I think. Then I think the other decision we said was putting 4 to the bottom. I agree. You know, obviously it's easy to point out her faults. You know, she has an issue when she transitions from that blade into her rack. She really just wants to drop in that rack shape. And she maybe doesn't transition as well out, you know, into her loin and hip, out into her pin set. You maybe like to make her a little bit more coordinated there also. But there's another one. She stands up there and gives you a good look. I mean, I think you guys really got to talk her front end, her extension in her neck. She is fairly long. I mean, she's long-sided. She's got some power from behind. You know, but I'm not. You know, when we're talking this, I don't know if you guys are going to give reasons or not. It would be a fun one to talk. You know, I wouldn't go say she's the levelest from the side, because you just told me she dropped in her rack and, you know, kind of transitions not well from her blade to her rack. But you could say she's still long-sided. She's fairly correct. You know, she's correct at the ground. She doesn't have issues there. This ewe, I can tell you, she's bred by one of our best families, so that's why she gets to stay here and get a chance. I have a hard time looking at her when she walks around like this, and that drives me crazy, but she's bred to the gills, and so she gets a chance, and we'll try and mate her accordingly. So then your decision obviously becomes between your two different types in the middle. So here's where you got to pick. Do I want stylish and pretty and correct and feminine, or do I want rib shape and power and moderate? So I picked them with the length ewe on top and the more moderate ewe in third, but I think Brent flipped them. I'm not sure how Daniel had them. But obviously that's your close decision, and I think you guys just have to talk, you have to make your decision. You gotta talk it and not watch, so obviously the one ewe or the Baylor Twine ewe, I mean, she's super correct, she's long-sided, she's got some power, she's really good in her front end. You'd maybe like to stouten her up at the ground, maybe like to give her a little more flank. And then certainly the red tag or the purple banded ewe, I mean, she just blown apart. So you want to talk about rib shape, volume. She's really maternal in how she's made. She also likes to eat a lot of hay, so that kind of makes her a little bit, I mean, she just stays like that all the time. But she's very square at the ground, she's wide based, she's got a lot of power. But you kind of got two different types there. You just got to go with how you like them, go with your gut, and then talk it.
What would you cut them?
I'm sorry?
What would you cut them?
What would I cut them? Oh, probably a 2 or 3. I'm not good at cuts though. I put a big cut on the top and the bottom, and I put a small cut in the middle.
4, 2, 6.
What's that? I don't know, go to him, because we...
Right here is his face.
And I like them 3, 2. Jake, Debbie, you like them? I mean, it doesn't, honestly, I'm not so concerned with how you like the middle pad as long as you describe the two sheep. Because I do think everything Debbie said was dead on the money. That sheep's so good looking. Balanced, long, and I have no problem with you getting her in a second. She cannot start with her up. That she cannot win because 3 has got it. Bar none. And I think that's the one you walk up to. She ran 4, just like Debbie said, the places were behind her shoulder and all. That's enough of a problem she wants to. And just like she said, when she says she breaks away her loin ties right there into a hook bone, she'll be able to see that. For me, the difference is this is just my kind. I love sheep that are stout at the ground, just wide, robust in her rib cage. She's so cool right now. She's not getting out just beautifully, and that's where you can actually tie into this sheep a notch better. Because I think when she just comes out, she's just more relaxed. Her underline reads really good. She's level. But I like that extra just that she's got for me from behind through her chest floor, through her forerib, and her center body shape. But it's not one of them deals where you're going to be right or wrong if you switch the middle pair. As long as you describe the two, I'd say half the officials are going to like them one way, half of them are going to like them the other way, and you're fine. But you better start with 3, because that is one good sheep. If we sheared her off down tight like those other ones, I think, you talk about one that's stout, but yet angular through their shoulder, guys. Chest floors up, and then comes into such a robust rib cage. That's hard to do, is to make one that flat and they're pointed at her shoulders, blend that well, and then they come that square out of her back side of her skeleton, that round through her midrib, big dent, and then step down on a big old foot and bone. To me, she's a pretty unique sheep. You gotta find, like Debbie said, logical place with 4. Sheep is good, and then you just gotta describe the middle pair. But you gotta find 3 to go up, guys. You gotta find that sheep. You gotta latch on to her and go from there. What questions might you have? Is there any IDs? Along with fleece shoes, she might be along with fleece. Anything else? I definitely think this shoe, in terms of her leg glue, I'd call her a slick-legged or You know, she is a little bit that way. Compared to the other three, for sure. Does that make any difference in how you place them? No, it's an ID, is all it is. Now when Daniel goes to sell weathers and spring, it sure makes it a lot easier if they got a lot of leg pull. Slick leg ones aren't easy to sell always. They got to be really, really special. So, questions y'all might have? Okay, I want to see you.